Anthony are back. On with the fart jokes. On Sirius XM.
Little update on the Cindy Williams thing that we played a couple times now. She ended up being extremely cool about the whole thing. She was at one of those Comic-Cons or something like that, or Chiller Theater, whatever.
Yeah, one of those.
One of those things. And Big Kev was there, and he got her to sign a shirt and take a picture. And she said something like, thanks for having me on Has Been Corner or something like that. Yeah. And then held up the shirt, big smile. She got it in the end a little bit.
Yeah.
It took balls from Big Kev to, confront her about it.
Go up and remind her.
But she was cool.
Yeah.
This guy's been waiting like an hour on the line here. Let's say hi to Chris in Los Angeles. Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Chris.
Hi. Hey. What's up, boys?
What's up?
Hi.
I just want to say, first time caller, but I've been listening to you guys for a while. Probably for the hour. It's probably the first time I've heard you live, on the phone here. But I just want to say, you guys rock. Keep doing what you're doing, and I just want to say, I don't know if it was last week, a couple weeks ago, you had Jim Ross.
All right.
And I'm using on Reddit, and what I just found out that apparently WWE had some people on WWE had not been happy about what he said about Mr. McMahon, pretty much just shitting on his fans.
It's so weird we're taking your call because that's the next thing we were going to get to.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were going to talk about, but supposedly the WWE reportedly upset with the Jim Ross interview on Opie and Anthony. Specifically, the story about Mr. McMahon sharding in his pants during a live taping.
Crapping himself.
And so I guess the company has fired back, and they fired back on Raw this past Monday night, right, Sam?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was actually the week before.
Okay.
And people are just now associating it with this.
But we're making all the wrestling blogs.
Yes.
People are connecting the two.
I'm sorry to interrupt. When the one I read it, they actually said that they put in the Opie Anthony show. They put in your name.
That's the headline I just read. WWE reportedly upset with Jim Ross, Opie and Anthony story. How the company fired back on Raw.
Yes,
and we're going to get into that in a second here.
Yeah, and I just want to say, I actually heard the entire interview on Opie's YouTube channel. Because that's the only way I can actually keep up.
No, that was. Yeah, I don't put full interviews up there.
Yes, sir.
It might have been somebody else.
The entire. I don't think.
I got the sharding story on. I got the sharding story on my YouTube channel, but. Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean.
But then they used the parts from the special.
Oh God,
Columbia on Special Endeavor.
I don't think I have enough bandwidth to put the whole Jim Ross interview on my YouTube channel. Man, was that guy wordy? No, we like Jim Ross. What am I doing? Yeah. All right, Chris.
I just want to say one more thing. Just one more thing.
Sure.
One more thing.
There's a YouTube channel called Video O&A. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but
one more thing.
I gotta give props to that channel because that is the best channel to keep up with you. That's how I've been keeping up with you.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Video O&A. That YouTube channel is great.
Special Endeavor.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the they take our visuals and then They actually find the visual and then us talking about it, and they put it all together nice, and it comes out great.
Oh, just one more thing. One more thing.
Yeah. Sorry to bother you.
All right. Well, thank you, guys. You guys rock.
All right.
I'm punching out.
Thank you, Chris. Great job, buddy. Chris from Los Angeles.
Robert Culp was one of the best Columbo villains. I was just watching one of those last night.
Yeah.
God damn that Robert Culp. Although he plays the same guy in he's in like 3 Columbos, and it's the same person. Like, he's pretty much the same guy. He gets very agitated very quickly.
Well,
I don't have time for this, Lieutenant.
Back then, if it worked, they just kept doing it.
They just went with it.
They didn't care.
Yeah.
So that was great the first time. Do it again. Todd and Jersey. Todd.
Hey, yeah, so when JR was telling that story about Vince shitting his pants,
yeah,
the best part that he missed was that after the show, Vince was chasing Briscoe around with his dirty underwear, with his tighty whities, chasing him around backstage.
Now, you've wanted to say this many, many times, and we never got to it. So how do you know this?
I used to work at WWE. I was actually training to be on the road, with WWE.
Right.
I actually used to sit next to JR and King ringside, for 4 years I was on the road.
Wow. So you're saying then Vince ran around with his shitty underpants.
I've actually heard that story too.
You have, Sam. So why are they upset that it finally came out?
They're upset because, number one, this is a massive radio show that everybody's listening to right now.
Well, that is true.
They don't like the fact that the story came out on a media destination.
Like
Opie and Anthony. And then because JR told this story on such a huge show,
right,
it ended up on TMZ.
Well, I want to thank the PR department and the marketing department for pushing the sharding story. That's right, they didn't do it.
They didn't.
That at all.
No, that was us. That was in
really the market. They didn't do anything to help it.
No, you got a guy telling a story about Vince McMahon, who's a billionaire, basically shitting himself. It's a great story.
As JR said, and he got liquid.
When do you think these guys would come down every once in a while and go, well, you know what, that story today by Jim Ross, I think we should try to push that out and work it a little bit. Why are we always working these angles?
Might not have heard
I guess we're smarter than them.
That's probably it.
That's what I take home with myself every
the only
day.
explanation.
Yeah, we got to just be smarter. So fill in the blanks there, Sam.
So basically, last week on Raw, out of nowhere, JBL started talking about what a great announcer Vince McMahon was.
Oh.
Because if you remember, JR replaced Vince McMahon as an announcer.
Yes, he did.
And then Jerry Lawler said, well, how would you compare Vince McMahon to Jim Ross?
Oh, why would Jerry Lawler introduce that?
Keep in mind, Jim Ross hasn't been an announcer for many, many years. And Vince McMahon even longer. And JBL responded that Vince was better because Vince could speak English.
Implying that JR can't speak English.
And then he said that comparing Jim Ross to Vince McMahon is like comparing horse manure to ice cream.
Horse manure to ice cream.
Which, when questioned about the tweet about that, JR tweeted that nobody should be mad at Jim Ross. Nobody should be mad at JBL, Michael Cole, or Jerry Lawler because they're just following orders.
Oh,
so basically the story that every new wrestling website is reporting now.
Really? It's going everywhere?
Every wrestling website has this up.
Wow.
Is that Vince McMahon was in JBL's headphones and Jerry Lawler's headphones orchestrating the entire conversation.
Right.
So he could get in a shot at JR on TV. Which wouldn't be the first time that he's gotten shots in at JR.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Good for us.
Right, and then, and you guys get attributed with it, so...
That is Vince McMahon. I mean, Vince was fun and all, announcing, but there's no way you beat, oh my God, King! That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Ross was great. We all know it.
Don't get him in more trouble.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
It's so weird Vince is upset about it, though. He obviously had fun if he's running around with his shitty underpants.
Yeah.
God damn it, that was private.
Yeah. He did that whole phase of kiss my ass.
Yep.
You know, he likes a little ass play.
Yeah.
A little ass play.
I respect that.
But he likes to be in control of it. I'm sure he would be okay with coming on and telling the Shart story.
Yeah.
He doesn't want JR to be going around and telling people.
That guy hasn't done our show in 15 years.
Well, he's a billionaire, god damn it.
Yeah, but he was a billionaire when he was doing the show.
That is true.
He did our show a bunch. We had all the McMahons on.
Yeah. Those were the days. And that was the heyday.
Stephanie,
we have audio of her making fun of breast implants, and we begged her never to do that. Remember?
She sure
and then
didn't
she
listen.
turned around and did it.
She was a very innocent girl at one point, and then she turned into, that crazy, wild.
The billionaire princess?
Yep.
The billionaire princess.
My favorite was her chained to the furnace.
Acting?
The acting was great.
Can you get that on that WWE?
I would think so.
Probably could, right?
What? She was great. I don't understand why Hollywood didn't come calling.
Stephanie McMahon.
There were a couple roles.
Who kidnapped her?
The Undertaker, of course.
The Undertaker. Why would he kidnap her? There she is. She's acting.
Just scared to death.
Ceremony begins. I must address
the McMahon family.
We can't do this. It's way too. It's way too long.
I know.
It's way too long.
This is awful.
Look at her acting.
When she was attached to a crucifix.
Yes. Oh, there.
You got to get the one
Bearer.
where she's chained to the boiler
That was a good one.
in the basement.
She is pinned down there. And then she became like a floozy. I don't know.
Well, the power went to her head, I guess.
Was that it?
After she was kidnapped.
How do you?
What's wrong,
Jimmy's
Jim?
just like,
Don't get it.
oh, it was pretty funny to watch back
Funny,
then.
yeah, it's true. It's silly.
I kind of, it was such a goof.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And if you saw 2 matches a night on those shows, it was amazing because they went so storyline heavy. It didn't even matter. The wrestling was a non-issue.
Half of it was like skits that didn't even pertain to storylines. It was just like, look, she's giving birth to a hand.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah. Just why not? Oh, hell, I shit myself. Yeah. I don't think you're going to find it. There's a lot of material there.
No, it's fine.
So he kidnapped her.
The Undertaker kidnapped
And
her.
where was that video of her being scared? Where was she?
She was in the ring.
In the middle of the ring.
So no one called the police. They just let the wrestler bring the kidnapped victim into the ring.
Exactly.
Is the whole Ministry of Darkness kidnapping her, so it was a lot for any police squad to handle.
Where was Vince? Why didn't Vince come out and kick these guys' asses? Because it's his daughter.
Well, first of all, that's the Undertaker.
I think they were on the outs, right?
At that point,
I have no idea anymore.
it got very complicated.
Cornball
Cornball.
of death music. Bong, bong, death. My stomach hurt.
He's fighting Brock Lesnar.
Vom, vom, blah, bom. Oh, it's a coffin. Here he comes.
Very scary.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You know, this may be a good time to mention if anybody wants to call in
What?
from Brooklyn
Brooklyn and the
or
Hizzy?
in the area.
Why Brooklyn?
And the
Because we got a
Jesus?
pair of tickets to Raw in Brooklyn.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
When is that?
It's on the 24th.
Oh, I'm busy.
of this month.
Yeah, March.
I can't make it.
So we got a
24th.
pair of tickets, but if you win from outside the New York area, you're shit out of luck as far as transportation and all that goes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to
can't
travel to
go.
Brooklyn.
Right? Okay.
Can't
We
go.
ain't gonna drive you. Oh, I've been told.
Look, don't call unless you could really go to this thing.
Right, and the call screener should just take a call from the Brooklyn area.
They should have to do something for it. Fucking maybe no more trivia than Sam.
That's not going to happen.
Man,
No?
that ain't gonna happen.
Sam, you're forgetting that the mastermind of the kidnapping was Vince McMahon himself, right?
Well, that was revealed much later.
Yes.
Crazy.
He was the higher power after all.
Yeah, let's go to James in D.C. James.
Good morning. About 30 years ago, Letterman did a bit on New Year's Eve where he had 2 wrestling announcers standing by hospital emergency rooms to do a play-by-play of the first baby of the year, and one of them was McMahon. And they totally imploded and stuttered and ended up insulting Letterman. The other guy did smooth, but McMahon just went off on Letterman on the air.
Yeah, he was pissed.
He was pissed, for real.
Yeah, he doesn't like making mistakes.
Wait,
Yeah,
I've
it
never
was
seen
about-
this clip.
It was about 30
Most of these clips I got to make believe I've never seen before, but this is truly one I've never seen before.
It was the NBC show about 30 years ago.
Wow.
And it had to do with the first baby of the new year. And they had him dressed in tuxes in emergency rooms. And the other guy, who I can't remember, did it really smooth. He played it up as a satire like Letterman wanted. But McMahon, just from the beginning, was uncomfortable. And at the end, ended up insulting Letterman.
Huh. Trying to see what
Should we play this?
clip's all about.
Sure.
Of certainly a deluge of pregnant women at this moment on their way down to the waiting room. However, we have been told by Dr. Saxon that there is a Mrs. Fury that has about a 30% chance of delivering within the hour. Somewhat long odds. With me right now, however.
What did he say?
John
Long
Martino. And John, you came through, but you came through a little bit too early, about 35 minutes too early. Have you always been a little early with everything you do?
Well, not all the time, but we try. We try hard.
Well, congratulations, a bouncing baby girl.
Thank you.
Perhaps a former, or perhaps a future lady wrestler.
Well,
Yeah, good idea. Good idea. Now, Vince, I'm sorry, is that a new father there?
This is a new father.
Well,
sure.
by all means, tell him congratulations on our behalf, and we're sorry that his daughter is not eligible for the late-night baby competition, but good luck.
Best of luck to you. Back to you.
Vince, I have a question for you also.
Yes, David.
Is that your tuxedo?
No, actually, it's not.
Okay. Okay, well.
Why do you ask that?
He's going to make fun of his
Things
tuxedo.
are going better than ever. Interrupt, but I believe we have some interesting news at New York Hospital.
We do?
Yes, we do.
I'm an uncle.
Let's now go to, is this right? Vince McMahon at New York Hospital. Are they ready there at New York Hospital?
We're on? We're all right here, and I'll tell you right now, we have good news. Mrs. Fury has been in overdrive, and she has Dr. Ledger and Dr. Davis came through, and I understand everything's just fine.
Where did we get this guy?
So we have a festive occasion here, and it's all time we say, Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
Yeah, Vince wasn't really known back then.
He was taking it very seriously.
Yes.
What? Okay.
All right, Dave, we did it. All right.
All right,
He's
Vince,
selling
boy,
it.
you can certainly cut the electricity here in the studio with a knife. So I guess we'll get all of the information and we'll check back with them. But we do have a winner, and it's a baby girl. We don't know. Well, don't leave it up to Vince, for God's sake. A baby boy. Okay. We'll get all of the data and edit as much as we can out of this. Now, we have a baby. The father is John Fury. The mother is Mary Fury. This is their first child. It's a baby boy, Shawn Michael, and we will be going to the hospital as soon as Larry gets through traffic. And in the meantime, the new father gets a chance to chat with Vince. Vince and Larry is there to award the key. And I understand, Vince, you don't have the father just yet, but who is the woman you're standing with?
No, but we're working on the father. He's on his way up, and certainly Larry's looking forward to interviewing the father and presenting a little something, as we understand. But joining us right now, Valerie Lewis, who was an eyewitness, indeed part of the whole situation down in the operating room. And, Bud, you're going to ask a few questions.
Valerie, how's the baby? How's the mom?
The baby is excellent, has an almost perfect Apgar, 9-10, and the mother is recuperating nicely.
Thank you.
I have a question for you, Larry. Is that your tux?
No, it's not.
All right. Back to you. Anything else, Dave?
Okay.
Here, there's no doubt about it. We're having fun.
Okay, Vince, thank you very much. We'll try to come back later and talk with the boy's father. Thank you very much.
Where's the mad
see him
part?
getting mad.
He was a little shitty with it.
I saw him
but that wasn't mad. You made it look like it was
doing
big...
a great job on the David Letterman show.
Why was he on Letterman?
He was just, it was just as a goof.
Remember David used to have wacky characters?
Right.
And
Vince
Vince was
was a
the
wacky
wrestling
character.
Yeah.
Is that recently?
No, it's not recently.
What?
How long was that?
Did you see how young Vince looked at that?
I was about 30 years old.
Wait, are you joking? Yes. Oh, okay. Okay. I wasn't sure.
I just didn't see him get mad. Though.
Larry Bud Melman was great when he would interview people and pull the mic away too quickly.
Right.
So, where are you from?
How's the baby?
Yeah.
The wrestling thing. I think.
Yes.
We'll get a winner from Brooklyn.
For the latest happenings in WWE, or to see when WWE is going to be in your area, you got to visit WWE.com/events. That's WWE.com/events for your tour dates.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's just take a random caller from Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah?
Rick.
Hey, Ope, how are you?
Good, buddy. You want these tickets?
I certainly do.
Oh.
It's as easy as that, sir.
You're in Brooklyn?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Whereabouts?
Bensonhurst.
Bensonhurst.
Absolutely.
I lived there for a little while.
Yeah.
After I left the old pain-in-the-ass wife.
Not too happy about all the Asians, but I do like it.
Bull sugar.
But you lived in Bensonhurst?
For like a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like maybe a couple of months until I got an apartment.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Rick, you're going to go see the WWE. Is it Raw or SmackDown?
Raw in Brooklyn.
Raw in Brooklyn. How cool is that?
It's going to be a good show.
Sold out. Hold on the line, all right, buddy?
All right, thank you.
Then thanks for listening to our show. We appreciate that, obviously.
Bensonhurst. Isn't that where Ralph Cramden was?
I was just thinking, I was trying to remember the number.
Bensonhurst 5.
Yeah. Phone numbers were so weird back then.
Yeah. They'd use like a word.
Yeah.
I remember AN1 was 261. I think that was the area code or the.
How do you remember this?
I don't know.
Is this child of the 80s stuff?
I remember my phone numbers from years ago.
Early 80s.
Yep,
but
I remember mine too.
It's still in the 80s.
Huh.
This is early 80s and late 80s, but it's still the same.
Yeah.
Child of the 80s.
Still 80s.
Yes.
You had to memorize that shit. There was no fucking, book to put it, no phone to put it in. Yeah.
They didn't have paper yet?
No, they didn't have paper. All of the phone numbers that you needed to know, your friends' phone numbers, family, things like that, were memorized. You had to commit them to memory.
So we haven't had to do that in, 20 years, I guess? Ish?
Yeah, ish.
How many numbers do you think the average person had to memorize?
Jesus Christ, a lot.
And every once in a while you saw somebody walking around with a book with numbers in it.
My little black book.
But it was all in your head. It was amazing.
You had it's like, I'm going to call my buddy up.
I bet you knew close to 20 numbers in your head.
Yeah, right off the top of your head.
Right?
When you went to call your friends from home, you didn't pull out a phone book you didn't have it written down. You just knew it. Wow. Yeah. And then the having to memorize a new phone number. That's what I did. Because we moved a lot. We moved a lot. Pops had a hard time holding down those what you call jobs. So we were constantly getting booted out of wherever we lived. Yeah. It was fun.